So, let's dive into one of the most talked about, and, let's be real, one of the most controversial books out there. Robert Greene's The 4 Laws of Power. But we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to translate its well-resourced tactics into a practical playbook for the modern office. Right out of the gate, Greene hits you with this really sharp idea. He's basically saying that power dynamics, they're not optional. You don't get to just sit on the sidelines. The game is happening all around you, whether you're in some intra-world court or just in your weekly team meeting. Really, the only choice you have is how you're going to play. And that's really the heart of what we're talking about today. The modern office, with its hierarchies, its little alliances, all the hidden agendas, it's pretty much a direct descendant of those historical courts Greene was setting. It'd be right, ignoring that fact, is just a recipe for frustration and, failure. Look, the point here isn't to turn you into some kind of office tyrant. It's about avoiding that awful, miserable feeling of being powerless. When your projects get shut down or you get passed over for a promotion, or your great ideas just get ignored. Greene's whole argument is that understanding these laws makes you more effective, not necessarily more aggressive. It's about being the skilled player, instead of just a pawn in someone else's game. Okay, so where do we even start? Well, we start with the most critical relationship in any workplace, one you have with your boss. Let's take a look at the very first law. Wow, it sounds almost medieval, right? But the psychology behind it is absolutely timeless. This law is all about managing upwards by making your superiors feel totally secure and, frankly, brilliant. This really breaks down the strategy perfectly. See, it's not about hiding your talents or doing bad work, not at all. It's about showcasing them in a way that doesn't threaten your boss. When you do something amazing, you'll frame it as a win for the team they lead, and you'll happen to be smarter than them on the topic. Don't show it. Instead, you can discreetly ask for the advice. It's a subtle flattery that makes them feel like a valued mentor and makes you look like a trusted subordinate, not a rival. Seriously, think about it. How could you do this? Maybe present your amazing new idea, something that was inspired by a random comment they made a few weeks ago. Or maybe you'll give them a quiet heads up about a problem so they can be the one who brings the solution to their own boss. It's a strategic game of deflecting credit upwards. So if giving credit to your boss is a key defensive move, our next law is all about playing offensive. You've completely flipped it and gets into when you should be the one taking the credit. Okay, I know. This is probably one of the most refreshing laws in the whole book. It seems to go against everything we've ever been told about teamwork and collaboration. But let's unpack the logic here for a second. This is really all about leverage. Think about any great director or CEO. They don't do everything themselves, right? Of course not. They assemble an amazing team and then guide their efforts toward a goal. This law argues that your reputation is built on the final result, not on who did every little task. By constantly being the person associated with success, you build this aura of effectiveness that just attracts more power and more opportunities. And this just illustrates the nuance beautifully. This isn't a blanket rule you apply to everyone. You see the pattern? You take credit from subordinates to build your reputation as a leader, but you'll give credit to your superiors, which is just another way of applying law 1, never outshine the master. It's all about understanding which direction the credit needs to flow to give you the maximum strategic benefit. And this is the key question, isn't it? Because sometimes sharing the credit with a coworker builds you a really valuable ally, or publicly praising a junior team member for their work can secure their loyalty for years. The real art is knowing when to consolidate the credit for yourself and when to distribute it to others. So, we talked about managing credit, but what about managing conflict? Our final law for today shifts the focus from trying to persuade people with your reputation to persuading them with pure results. Oh man, we've all been in those meetings, haven't we? The endless debates where people just try to win by being the loudest person in the room or having the cleverest comeback. Well, Green says that's a fool's game. Even if you win an argument, you've probably built someone's ego. And that creates a resentment that's gonna probably when you least expect it. A much more powerful approach is to just let your work do the talking. So instead of arguing for weeks that your new marketing plan will work, just go build a small-scale pilot project and show everyone the results. That demonstration is undeniable, and it creates your enemies. It's a proof, not just an opinion. Think about that ongoing debate you have on your team. Is there a way to stop talking and just start doing? A small successful action can end the debate forever. Position you as someone who actually delivers, not just someone who talks. Okay, so you looked at 3 specific goals for the workplace: managing your boss, owning your success, and winning with actions. But here's the thing. Green argues that none of these external tactics can work if you don't first master 2 foundational internal skills. Ultimately, this might be the most crucial point of all. None of these strategies, not firing your boss, or taking credit, or demonstrating your value, none of it can work without immense self-control. Reacting based on your ego or your emotions is the absolute fastest way to lose any power you have. And this slide really nails the core of the playbook. First, mastering your emotions. When a rival gets that promotion or your big idea gets shot down, an angry or dejected response is a huge strategic mistake. You have to stay calm and objective. And second, playing with appearances. This just means consciously deciding how you want other people to see you. As the hardworking expert, funny mentor, the quiet innovator, and then acting the part. It's all about controlling your own story. And that's really the question this book leaves you with. By trying to ignore these unwritten rules, are you actually staying above it all? Or are you just letting the game be played at your own expense? Whether you see these laws as a cynical handbook or a necessary defense manual, one thing's for sure, the game is on.